What's going on, good people? How are we doing tonight? How are we doing today? Hopefully, we are having a great day in a great way. Trying to see where are we streaming from here? Where are we streaming from? Good. The stream is live. I hope everybody's having a great day in a great way. I am coming on here really to holler at you for a little bit. Let me know where you're watching from. Where is everybody watching from tonight? Where is everybody watching from? What city are you watching from? Where you at? Drop your city in the chat for wherever you're watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. What city are we locked in at? You know, my hometown is Motown. For those of you who are at our amazing service yesterday, the Remnant Worshipers Ministry, we had an amazing time of word and worship. If you haven't made it over to the Remnant yet, I encourage you to come and check us out. Amazing time of word and worship, powerful prayer, praise, and preach word. You need to make sure that you're part of our experience. We're there every single Sunday at 10 o'clock a.m. Every Sunday at 10 o'clock a.m. And of course, I like to say a church alive is worth the flight of the drive. And when you arrive, you're going to be empowered to thrive and you will be revived because there's nothing but revival at the Remnant. And here's the thing, not only do we do that at the Remnant, we're also having an amazing time as we're starting our men's ministry. We're rebooting our amazing men's ministry, and we got something called Iron Men. Scripture says in Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. And tomorrow's our kickoff for our first men's ministry meeting for the year. And so I would that you would be a part of that. Listen, anybody who knows me, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this when it comes to mentoring. Been mentoring for some years, especially many of our boys and our young men. I was a teacher in school, in high school and the collegiate level. Developed our Boys to Books mentoring program has been nothing but successful over the years. And not only are we doing that, we're even building on that for all of our boys and all of our men. Mentorship is not just for our boys, mentorship is for our men. You can't even spell mentor without men. Yeah, men need mentors too. How I navigate life at 30 is how I navigated it differently at 20. How you navigate life at 20 is different how you navigate in your teens and your childhood years, so on and so on. And so that's needed and necessary important when you're thinking about men and mental health. Those things coalesce, those connect. You can't even spell mental health without men heal. And so it's very important for us to talk about some things that us as men deal with. And I was telling them on Sunday, I said, oftentimes the only time we even allow anybody even get close to our mindset is when we're going to the barbershop. That's the only time we allow somebody to get close to our mindset is when we're going to the barbershop. And so we're going to cut away some things in our men's meeting. I want you to join us tomorrow, 5 o'clock p.m. Come to the Remnant Worshipers. Come to the Remnant Worshipers Ministry tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Bring your son, bring your nephew, bring your brother, bring another brother, sister, send your husband. Join us at the Remnant. And we're using an amazing book. It's a book that I wrote. It's one of my 18 books. And it's called The Mask of Masculinity. I literally wrote what I needed the most. How men can reclaim their identity, lead in love with vulnerability. The father wounds, the fears, the frailties, the frustrations of the things that we deal with as men that we don't oftentimes talk about. I want you to lock in. I want you to get this book. You can get this book right now. You say, you know what? I'm not a man. You say you may not have any sons or whatever. Maybe you do have them. I want you to make sure that you support this book. You can do that by going to EddieConnor.com. Go to EddieConnor.com. You're going to see a link there to be able to purchase any of my books. Maybe you want to sponsor somebody. You want to purchase a book for somebody. Go to EddieConnor.com. EddieConnor.com. Support this book. Get this book. Sponsor this for somebody as well. It's going to be a great blessing to them. I realize that we all are an X factor. We have an X factor. And let me say something before I even get into it. I'm going to give you just three things that I think are going to really move the needle for you in your industry and really going to help you to shift to another gear if you'll lean in and listen and you'll hear. One thing that I've written books, yes, got 18 books out here. I've written books. I've helped other people write books as well. And not only do I just write books, but I also help other people write books. As I just said, I've got a bestseller book blueprint. 80% of Americans want to write a book. 3% actually do, but only 1% publish. I don't have an issue necessarily with the 80% because, a lot of people say they want to do something. They don't do it. I want to do this. I want to be that. A lot of people, they just putting on. Don't have a problem with the 1%. They did the work. They put it out. My issue is with the 3%. They already wrote the book. They didn't put it out. How many of us have done things that we still have not manifested all the way? And really, it's not manifested just because it's already in a manuscript. The manifestation of it is the publishing aspect of that. Let me show you how to take your manuscript to the marketplace. Let me show you how to become an industry authority as an author. Let me show you how to increase your sales, even without having a mega social media following. Right? I wrote what I needed the most, which was my bestseller book blueprint. I wish I had this for myself when I was first coming up in the game. I wish I had this for myself when I was trying to figure out everything when it came to publishing, when it came to getting my book out there. I wish I had it for myself. But now I've given you the straight up game. I'm giving you the cheat code. All you have to do is plug and play. All you have to do is just take what I've done to become a best-selling book author, to becoming a best-selling author, and plug it, play it, make it fit what it is that you want to develop. Again, you can get that bestseller book blueprint right now. If you're real serious about writing your book, you keep saying, oh, it's going to be the year I write my book. And last year you said the same thing. The year before that, you said the same thing. You started on it. You didn't materialize it. You didn't manifest it. Stop with all that. This is the year to do that. And I'm giving you the strategy, the structure, the solutions, and the systems on how to do that. Go and get that right now. Again, it's available right now. Download that. EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor.com. And here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do while I'm talking to many of you. And if that's you, those of you I'm talking to, you know there's an author inside of you. There's an author inside of you. You want to be an author. You want to write a book. I'm talking to you right now. Just type author. Type author in the chat. You are an author. You know there's a book inside of you. You need to materialize that book. You need to maximize that book. You need to manifest that book. Just type author in the chat. Type author in the chat. Type author in the chat. Listen, those of you who I'm talking to, who know that there's an author in you, who know that you need to be an author, all of that, you need to write your book. This is what I'm going to do. Those of you, the next 5 of you who go and do that, the next 5 of you who go and do that, yeah, I'm talking to you. The next 5 of you who go and do that, go to EddieConnor.com. Yes, Ruth. Yes, Zajosa. Do that right now. You got to be real serious, though, real quickly. Go right now to EddieConnor.com. Look for the bestseller book blueprint. Just scroll down just a little bit. Tap that link. You're going to tap an invest now button. When you get to the checkout, put in the word SOAR at checkout. Family, just type that word SOAR. SOAR. Type the word SOAR at checkout. And like I said, the next 5 of you who go ahead and do it right now, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do for you. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. This is what I'm going to do. The next 5 of you who go ahead and get my bestseller book blueprint, put in the word SOAR at checkout, and I'm giving you $60 off right now. Right now, I'm giving you $60 off of it. right now. 20% off, $60 off. I'm giving you everything that I wish I knew about the whole writing game, the publishing game, everything. I've made so many mistakes. I'm I'm filling my pockets now thinking about some of the money I lost. I made so many mistakes, so many mishaps, so many issues and errors. But I got that all out of my system, all of that now, and I've streamlined it. But here's what I'm doing. I'm giving you the finished product when I've made all the mistakes so that you don't have to do and repeat what I did. Right, Ruby? Right, Rachel? Yeah. You don't have to repeat what I did. So go ahead and get that right now. The next, like I said, 5 of you all who go ahead and get that bestseller book blueprint right now, put in that word "soar" at checkout. I'm giving you $60 off. $60 off on the bestseller book blueprint. So that you can be a best-selling author, or you can be a published author. You can do what it is that you need to do, because it's going to change the game for you. It's going to change the game for you when you get your product out, when you get your book out. Here's another thing that I understand. Whenever you put a book out, you're already deemed an expert in your craft. And not only that, though, once you write your book, here's what people are going to do. They're going to ask you to talk about the book. They're going to ask you to talk about your book. Can you come on my podcast? Can you do a live? You're going live on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok. You don't stop, and YouTube and all that jazz. People are going to ask you to talk about it. People are going to ask you to get up in your church and talk about it. You're part of a fraternity or sorority. People are going to ask you to talk about it. And here's the thing. You better have something to say about it. Better have something to say. And here's the thing. You better be able to express it in a particular type of way that's going to get people leaning in, engaged in it. Here's what I understand about communication. There's an art form to it. There is an art form to communication. Your words are a paintbrush. I need you to hear me. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? What picture are you painting when you're speaking? Whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to wow your audience. Let me show you how to be invited back. Let me show you how to develop your signature story. Let me show you how to get all the uhs and the ums and the see what had happened was and the you know what I'm saying and basically out of your language. Let me show you how to craft your communication so that people aren't tuned in, but they're tapped in. People aren't tuned out, though. They're tapped into what you're saying. I've made all the mistakes on the stage, but I've been able to speak on stages locally, nationally, globally, and invited back. Not a one-hit wonder, not a one-hitter quitter. But the message is maintained. Let me show you how to really develop your communication. You need that. I've developed a 4.5-hour digital video training. Digital video training that you need to download right now. It's called my Successful Speaker Strategies. Successful Speaker Strategies. You can go ahead and get that right now. That's also available at EddieConnor.com. And here's what I'm going to do as well. I gave 5 for the first. For those of you who are going ahead and getting it on the bestseller book blueprint, I'm feeling favorable. I'm feeling favorable. I'm feeling gracious. 5 is the number of grace. 5 is the number of favor. Next 5 of you who go ahead and get my Successful Speaker Strategies even right now as well, I'm going to give you $60 off. You put that word "soar" in the chat. Successful Speaker Strategies, digital video training guide, bestseller book blueprint. Put in the word "soar" to get both of those, $60 off. Here's what I'm going to do. Eat for each one. You said be nice. I'm trying to be nice. Not nice. I'm not nice. I'm kind. Scripture doesn't even tell us to be nice. It says be kind. So I'm not nice. I'm kind. Let me give you this. The X factor. If you believe that you're the X factor or you have what it takes to be the X factor, just type the letter X in the chat. Type the letter X in the chat. Type the letter X in the chat. As a matter of fact, you are the X factor. Come on. And if you never believed it, talk yourself into it tonight. X factor. You have what it takes to be excellent, to be an example, to recognize that your next is now. Come on. Your first name don't even have to be Malcolm to be the X factor. Just type the letter X in the chat. Type the letter X in the chat. Type the letter X tonight. There we go. X factor, X factor, X factor. Let me give you 3 ways. One is this. Number one, the power of I am. Just type I am. Family, just type I am. Type I am. Type I am. I am. I am. You know what? You know what I am is? I am is such a powerful statement. It's such a sticky statement. That here's what I understand about the power of I am. Whatever you put after the words I am, number one it's got to be the most powerful, 2 of the most powerful words in any lexicon, in any language. Gotta be. That's what I understand. But here's also what I understand about I am. Whatever you put after the words I am now dictates the lot of your life. If you put a failure after that, that's what you will be. If you put mediocre after that, that's who you will be. If you say you can't do it, XYZ, all of that stuff. Henry Ford, who is the maker of the Ford Motor Company, developer of the Ford Motor Company, founder of the Ford Motor Company, said this. He said, if you say you can and you can't, you're right. If you say you can or you can't, you're right. If you think little of yourself, you're going to do little for yourself. If you think much of yourself, you're going to do much for yourself and others. Here's what I understand about I am. This is what you need to understand. I am is a command. I am is a command. That's what it is. I am is a command. You got to command your day. You got to command your life. You got to command your relationships. You got to command your future based upon what it is that you're saying. And then here's the thing. After affirmation, a lot of times we just stop there. After affirmation, there's got to be action. There's got to be action. We got to take action after the affirmation. Faith without works won't work. Can't just leave it to I am and just that's it. What are you going to do? Family, just fill in your I am statement. Just fill in your I am statement. Come on, do that real quickly. Fill in your I am statement. What are you going to say for your I am statement today, for this month? Tomorrow's March the 4th. What are you going to say? What are you going to do to March 4th? What's going to be your I am statement? I am blessed. I am healed. I'm a person of favor. I am an overcomer. What's going to be your I am statement? That's for number 1, the power of I am. Talking about being the X factor. If you're going to be the X factor, I'm talking about the X factor is that which is a person who is skilled, a person who is gifted, a person who actually manifests, maximizes the moment. When here it is, when they step into the circle, they change it. Number 2, family, just type more. Type more. Type more. More. Many of us, we have exchanged a more mindset for a mediocre mindset. We're talking about, for those of you just tapping in, I'm giving you some real game. I'm giving you some real quick game on really how to be excellent in the environments. 3 ways to do that. To really be the X factor, I'm giving you 3 ways to really be the X factor in your industry. Here's another thing. If I say mindset for more, here's what's going to really change the game for you. When you deliver more than you asked for. Yeah. Too many of us are making more withdrawals than deposits. Can you deliver more than what you ask for? You got a handout to take, but what about your handout to give? Can I deliver more than what I'm asking for? In my church, in my organization, in my particular industry, at my job, with my customers, with my clientele? Can I deliver more than what it is that I ask for? And here it is. When I show up, do I help people gain more? Do I help people grow up into a greater place? Because beyond just information, here's what it is. We're in an industry now, we're in a day and time now, people need transformation. The world is an ocean of knowledge, but people are still drowning in ignorance. Why? Because transformation is applied knowledge. Many of us have knowledge, but have we applied it? I need more than just information. I need transformation that now becomes application. Transformation for application. So what I got to do? I got to minimize the mediocrity. I got to develop a mindset for more than just the mediocre. Mediocre relationships, mediocre connections, mediocre gossip. Small people talk about people. Medium-sized people talk about things. But here's what I understand about big type thinkers. They talk about ideas. Family, just type ideas. Type ideas. Type ideas. Come on, where are my idea creators? Where are my $1 million mindset folks? People want to grow. People want to get better. People want to be bigger, better, brighter. Type ideas. 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 If you want to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence, if you're real serious about increasing your ideas, your impact, and your influence, be a part of what it is that I'm wearing. The Eagles Academy. More than a logo, it's a lifestyle. Eagles Academy. Showing you how to soar into greater success and purpose. Increasing your ideas, your impact, and your influence. See, here's one thing about success. Success leaves clues. Building your strategies, giving you strategy, structure, solutions, and systems to take your vision to another dimension. Here's what I understand about a system. A system is that which saves yourself time, energy, money. That's the acronym. Saving yourself time, energy, money. Where are my Eagles community members? Eagles community members. Drop some eagle emojis in the chat. If you've been soaring with us, come on, drop some eagle emojis in the chat. I got some of my Eagle members watching tonight. We got class this coming Wednesday. This class on Wednesday is going to be a game changer for you. If you're not a part of my Eagles community, join my virtual village right now. Join my virtual village right now. It's a station of transformation. We're literally pushing you out of the nest so that you can soar on wings as an eagle, as what Isaiah chapter 40:31 says. You're going to run and you won't be weary. You're going to walk and not faint. You're going to mount up on wings as eagles. Eagles make their nest in the mountains, but here's what eagles were created to do. Eagles were created to conquer the skies, and that's what the mother has to do. She's got to push the eaglets out of the nest. There's less in the nest, but there's more in store when you level up. Get access to my private Facebook group. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. I got to get that website. Theeaglesacademy.com. Theeaglesacademy.com. You really want to get into a community, want to be in a virtual village where people champion you. A win for you is a win for us too. The Eagles Academy is for you. The Eagles Academy is for you. Go there right now. Go there right now. And while you're going there, like I said, tap the link, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed, get access to our private Facebook group, get access to all of our sessions that we've done, past and present, get access, an all access pass to be able to network with leaders gifted locally, nationally, and globally, building camaraderie, building connectivity. Why? Because community is the new currency. To be able to build with gifted leaders who now become accountability partners, business partners, developing lifelong relationships and friendships. You owe it to you to be a part of that. And then also, you get the real-time live coaching, teaching, training sessions with me and a host of other gifted leaders who are part of our academy and our community, soar into greater success and purpose. I give you our live sessions each and every single week, and they're masterclass game changers. You really want to level up in your business, want to level up in your relationships, you want to level up in your sales and your marketing, and really your communication, building your book, building your businesses, growing in God, goals, gifts, greatness, your emotional intelligence, your emotional regulation, how to really build camaraderie and community with other people. You want to really experience transformation, and do you really want to grow like you say you want to grow? Or you want to thrive like you say you want to thrive? This year, go to theeaglesacademy.com. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. Last but not least, I got to soar out of here. I got to soar out of here. Got to soar out of here. I'm talking to you. Theeaglesacademy.com. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you see on the lower thirds, those of you who want to be a part of that Eagles community, our Eagles community, go right now. Type SOAR in the chat. Type SOAR in the chat. If you have not done so, type SOAR in the chat. And as you type SOAR in the chat, that's exactly what I want you to put in the coupon code. I'm giving that to you. I'm gonna hook you up. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. Last but not least, we've been talking about how to be an X factor. How to be an X factor in any industry, how to be an X factor to change the game, to, here it is, go where you've never gone before, do what you've never done before, be an X factor when it comes to being an author, be an X factor when it comes to being a healthcare professional, being an X factor when it comes to being a professional in any particular arena, in ministry, in the marketplace, in any industry. One, you have to tap into the power of I am. Moses said, what should I tell Pharaoh? God said to him, tell him I am that I am. Whatever you need me to be, I can be that. Whatever you need me to do, I can do that. Then he says to Moses, what is in your hand? Come on, see, we got a lot of gifts in our hand. We're not doing nothing with it. We got a lot of ideas in our hands and we're not doing anything to it. And the harvest can't come because you're just leaving what's in your hand in your hand. Multiply what's in your head with your hand. Then you'll see your harvest. Oh, I'm preaching. I'm giving you Sunday on a Monday. Multiply what's in your head with your hand so you can see your harvest. Ooh, I feel something happening. Last but not least, I think I was going to say something in between that, but we'll see. Maybe it'll pop back up in my mind. But last but not least, I told you, number one, I am part of I am. Secondly, I said you got to have a mindset for more. Last but not least, set the temperature. Set the temperature. And for many of us, we need to change the temperature. Because here's the thing. If you're going to be excellent in any environment, You have to be willing to change that environment. How do you exceed your own expectations? How do you excel when all hell is breaking loose in your life? Listen to me. It's more about what's going on within you than what's going on around you. If there is no enemy within, as the quote says, the enemy that is without, the enemy that's on the outside can do you no harm. Scripture says this, greater is he that is within me than he that's in the world. The greatest enemy is oftentimes the inner me. But here's what you got to do. You got to win from within. Many of us, we're not, is the specter, the worst thing about life is not World War I, it's not World War II, it's not even impending World War III. Here's what it is. It's World War me. You are in a war with yourself. Paul said, when I would do good, evil is present. I feel law warring against the members of my mind. You are at war with yourself. What did the old Kanye say? The old one. I don't know about this new one. If y'all can help me figure it out, then help me figure it out. But the old one, talking about college dropout one. He said, we award terrorism, we award poverty, we award all these things in that song, Jesus Walks. But he said, more importantly, we award ourselves. Got to set the temperature. And the temperature does not begin on the outside. The temperature is on the inside. 98.6 degrees inside your body. But here's what you allow. You allow people to take your blood pressure up. You allow people to raise the temperature on the inside of you based upon their attitude with you, what they said about you, what they did to you, what they whispered about you. Are you a thermometer or are you a thermostat? Oh, come on. You going to thrive or are you just going to survive? You going to really change the game this year? You going to really change the game this month? You going to bring unity to your industry, your church, your organization, your job, your business, as an educator, as an elevator? You got to set the temperature. Need you to hear me. Family, just type set the temperature. Set the temperature. Adjust the temperature. It's too cold. It's too hot. The attitude determines your altitude. Set the temperature. You going to be a thermometer or you going to be a thermostat? Here's what I understand about a thermometer. A thermometer reflects. A thermostat resets. Which one is it going to be? A thermometer reacts. A thermostat responds. Stop reacting. Stop allowing people to push your buttons. And here's what happens as a result of them pushing your buttons. They never take you higher. They always bring you lower. And so this is what happens for you. When they go low, you go lower. Why? Because you're a thermometer and you're not operating like a thermostat. Set the temperature. Change the environment. When you walk in, demons ought to tremble. When you walk in, your anointing ought to disturb people's demons and upset the equilibrium. You were created to be an X factor. Come on, family, just type X factor. Type X factor. You were created to be an X factor. You were created to go to a higher altitude, and your altitude is dictated by your attitude. What's the attitude about yourself? Get your self-esteem back. Get your self-control back. Get your self-respect back. Get your value back. Set the temperature as an X factor so you can soar even higher. Listen, you don't have my book. This is just one of 18. The Mask of Masculinity, how men can how men can reclaim their identity, lead in love of vulnerability. You need to not only get this book for yourself, not just for the brothers, but also for the sisters and for the sisters who love the brothers. You need to make sure that you even support this book, sponsor it for our men's ministry at the church where I pastor, which is the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit. We've got an amazing Iron Men's ministry only for the men tomorrow, only for the boys and the men. Why don't you bring all the boys and men tomorrow to our amazing church, the Remnant Worshipers Ministry, 5:00 p.m. 5:00 p.m. Listen, you know that there's 5 young men that you know. There's 5 brothers that you know. I don't know if they're uncles. I don't know if they're nephews. I don't know if they're cousins. I don't know if they're mentees. I don't know if these are boys and men that you know because either you're related to them or you know somebody who knows them, or you know somebody who's a loved one of theirs, or they're a loved one of yours. I need you to reach out to them. I need you to let them know to come to the Eagles to the Remnant Worshipers Ministry tomorrow. 20470 Hubble Street. That's the address. 20470 Hubble Street in the city of Detroit. I want you to be there tomorrow for our amazing Iron Men's ministry. Connection, collaboration, community. Brothers need a safe space and place to go. Where can a man go without having to be strong all the time? You tell me. Many of us don't know. Much less do many of our brothers know. And so guess what? They're battling depression secretly and silently, suffering in silence, dealing with father wounds, emotionally unavailable, won't express themselves to you because oftentimes we have to wear an S on our chest. But here's what I understand. Being a man is hard work, but it's heart work. But hard work is hard work. Being a man is hard work, but it's hard work. And hard work is hard work. And oftentimes masculinity and vulnerability cannot coexist in the same space because oftentimes that vulnerability is seen as femininity. A man wants to be seen as weak, wants to be strong. And you only get strong by being around other strong brothers who say, I ain't gonna bring you, I'm not gonna break you down, I'm gonna build you up. Iron sharpens iron. So a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. Life makes us dull sometimes, but we need to be sharpened. And the sharpening will take place tomorrow, 5 p.m. The Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit, calling all the boys and the men for the Iron Men's Ministry. And we're using this book as a bridge for breakthrough. This book is a bridge for breakthrough. If you want to sponsor somebody, you want to support a book, go right now, EddieConnor.com. You can make a donation. $DR Eddie Ministries. $DR Eddie Ministries. Listen, mentioned a few things tonight. Hopefully this gave you some insight and fed you a little bit. Go ahead, get and join, I should say, my Eagles Academy, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed, theeaglesacademy.com. If you really want to grow, you really want to transform, want to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence, look nowhere else. Join the virtual village. Connect with our amazing community of gifted leaders locally, nationally, and globally. TheEaglesAcademy.com. Nothing but accountability partners who are there for you, to empower you, to achieve, to strive, and to thrive. TheEaglesAcademy.com. And of course, most people who write books don't really give you the blueprint of what to write. and how to write their books. But I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you all of the strategies that I needed the most, that nobody helped me with, that very few people, if at all, helped me with. Because I made so many mistakes when it came to speaking, when it came to writing my books. But I don't want you to go through what I had to go through. Don't want you to do that. I'm giving you what I wish I had. Written 18 books now, and much of it I had to learn, a lot of it on my own. But I'm giving you my bestseller book blueprint. You want to write a book, you're serious about writing it, I'm giving you the strategies that I use and continue to use to maximize myself in the marketplace, to take my manuscript to the marketplace, to become an industry authority as an author, also to increase my sales. And you don't have to have a big social media following to do this. If you use the strategies I'm giving you in my 81 plus page book blueprint, it'll work for you. Download it now. Download it now. You can get it at EddieConnor.com. You can also get it at accessidentity.org/author. Tap the word invest now on there. And for those of you who go ahead and get it, I'm giving you $60 off if you put in the word SOAR at checkout. Put in the word SOAR at checkout, get $60 off. Those of you who are serious about it as well. My successful speaker strategies, really telling you and showing you in my 4.5 digital video training guide of how to be invited back as a speaker, how to develop your signature story, how to understand the art of communication. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? You'll get better. Whatever you're building, it'll be better if you use better words. All of it and more. Yeah, and even at that checkout as well, when you go get that at accessidentity.org/speaker, or you can get it at EddieConnor.com. Either one of the two. At the checkout, put in the word SOAR. Put in the word SOAR, SOAR. It's going to benefit you as well. And now I'm giving you $60 off on that. Giving you the hookup on that. What I love about, especially my bestseller book blueprint, 2 people just recently have written stellar books by using my bestseller book blueprint. One from the Bahamas, one from here, right here in the city of Detroit. It'll work. But here's what you got to do. Got to be willing to be committed, and you got to be dedicated. Thirdly, you got to follow what I'm telling you to do. I wouldn't be putting it in there in my successful speaker strategies. I wouldn't be putting it in there in my bestseller book blueprint if it did not work. And here's the thing, here's the beauty of it. It hasn't just worked one time. Currently, it's worked 18 times. That's how many books I have. You can surpass me. You can do even more. Because I've made so many mistakes starting out. But I'm giving you the blueprint to cut across the lawn, to go around those mistakes and to maximize your message in the marketplace. That's what it's time to do. Maximize your message in the marketplace. I'm excited for you because I know these resources are going to help you. These resources are going to empower you, and you're going to see growth as a result of it. Peace and love. I'm out of here. Go ahead, do what you need to do. Go ahead, get those resources because I know you need them. Go get them. They're going to improve you. They're going to bless you. They're going to empower you. You're going to see the residual resources come as a result of it. It's going to sharpen you. It's going to refine you. You thought you're good now. Get ready to soar into greater. Peace and love. Talk to y'all later.